Working? Think I've got it going? Yeah. Hey! See if it's, there it is. It says unlisted. Oh, I put it, it's anyone. There we go. I didn't put it on public, I put it on unlisted. Let's see. Let me clean the camera so maybe it's not being stupid. There we go. Maybe it's not creating halos around the lights. Hi, everybody. You haven't seen me in such a long time. I have long hair, once again. It's been a while. Now, the reason why I have not done a stream in months now... Let's see if I can set this down here and you can see me still. Yeah. The reason why I have not done a stream in months now is because my phone's camera has not been working. Like, July 23rd. So what happened is... when I was on my vacation and during the summer back, in July, back up in, St. Joe, which is where I used to live, St. Joe, Texas, North Texas, Lily. I dropped it and the screen cracked. So I haven't been able to use it. Now, this is not my phone that I'm recording on. This is not my phone. This is my mom's phone. My camera is still not working on my phone, so my phone is set aside, and I haven't been able to use the camera on it at all. So, doing this with my mom's phone. So, it's been a while. Obviously, you can tell because of the length of my hair. It's been quite a while. Quite a while. Quite a while. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So this is my dog. Let's flip the camera. This is my dog, Lily. Say hi, Lily. She's a golden retriever. She is one of the best dogs you could ever have. Yeah. Sniffing me. She's one of the best dogs that you could ever have. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. She is a golden retriever. She's quite big. I mean, she's up to my kneecap about. I think. Let's see. Yeah, little past my kneecap, but that's easy to do because I'm only 5'8". I'm pretty short. So, yeah, I'm gonna update you guys on this. Lily, scooch please, so I can move the chair. And I'm going to have to take this off at the charger, aren't I? Yeah, I am. It's only 27% charged. She never keeps her phone charged. Like I said, look at how big she is. A little past my kneecap. She's quite a big dog, but she's a sweet dog. Yes, she is. She'll probably go lay down here in a minute. So this is... Right now, as of now, this is what the layout looks like. Yeah, I know. It's crap. It looks like crap. I know. This is all I've gotten. This is all I've got. This is all I got for right now, and my Wi-Fi is doing its normal thing. Is it? Yeah, I think it... I don't know if it's fixed or not, but... Yeah, so ignore the messy bed. I've been in it all day. But this is all I've got. This is all I got. This is literally all I've got. Which sucks. I'm waiting on the guy who's supposed to come and measure it. But I don't think he's ever going to come and measure things so that I can go get the wood. So I'm just going to have to measure it myself, get inaccurate measurements, and go and buy pieces of wood that don't fit. And then be screwed and have to return everything, spend like, $500-600 on something, and then have to return stuff because it just doesn't fit. So if he ever gets over here and does the measurements, then we can get this thing started to be built. Why is my... It says trying to reconnect. No, now it's pork. It has to let me know, even though this is my mom's phone, so it's all hooked up to bunch of stuff, but this is literally this right here. This is the stupidest thing ever. So this piece here, I'm stepping on something. It's a re-railer. Go figure. So this piece of trash Walmart brand, what do you call this, bookshelf fell apart recently. This piece fell off. As you can see, there's supposed to be that piece there, but it fell off. So I was like, well, it fits pretty tightly in between here. So I thought, well, I might as well just stick it there. And so I went ahead and stuck it there, and it works pretty darn well, as we'll see here in a little bit. But it's a pretty stupid idea. I mean, with something like this scale train Tier 4 Gevo that weighs a bunch, this thing weighs like a pound and a half, 2 pounds. This thing weighs a lot more than any other of my locomotives. It weighs more than. You gonna go lay down? It weighs more than any other locomotive. It is the heaviest locomotive, even my ST60M, which is a Walthers mainline. But it's the old Proto 2000 tooling. Even that thing, which weighs quite a bit. Zoom out, please. Thank you. This thing weighs quite a bit. This thing is way heavier than that. So it might be a little closer to 3 pounds. I'm not for sure. I haven't ever weighed it. So as you can see, once again. And soon she'll not be so shiny. So I don't know what's going on with this camera. A little word of caution: if you're ever redoing one of these, Katos, be careful, because the decals, Wi-Fi. Yeah, I know they're gonna experience buffering. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, so like I was saying. Poor connection, yes, I know. Jesus, come on. Oh my god, I don't understand this phone with this Wi-Fi. I don't understand. Because I know it's going to chop it all up. Is it because I'm in this stupid corner? Get off the screen. I don't care. So apparently, it's chopping it up. Come on. I don't understand. Anyways, yes, okay, great. Anyways, be careful with isopropyl alcohol, and be careful with isopropyl alcohol in Kato locomotives, because it will damage the decals, completely rub them off. And so, as you can see, I'm going to have to be doing some decal replacing on this Kato, because I was a stupid idiot and decided that I could try to. Where's my remote for this? What's wrong with this? Go away. Thank you. There it is. I have to hunt for the remote. Yes, I understand. This phone is sending off notifications every 5 seconds. Okay, so, hello. So yeah, be careful when you use my technique on Kato locomotives. Anyways, yeah, this is what I've got. This is all I've got. This is all I got right now. For now. Isn't it, Lily? So maybe if I can get down here and I can find my little piece of junk. Little sand thing. There it is. Somewhere back there. Oh! Good grief. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna run some trains. Oh! I didn't mention I built. Your breath stinks, Lily. Lily, your breath stinks. I also need to give you a bath. So, I'm going to see if I can set this down. I built a crossover here. As you can see, it's got one Atlas switch right here. It switches quite well. And then my SG75 is on top of the other one, but we'll see what we can do. Let's see what we can whip up. Okay, let's set this down. I gotta make sure it doesn't hit. Yeah, your breath stinks. I'm not. I'm gonna let you outside. You want outside? What in the world is that? What is that? That's a leaf. Did you throw up a leaf? Lily. Lily. What'd you throw up a leaf for? Alright, go. Go out there. She threw up a leaf, folks. She threw up a leaf on my floor. Oh no. Crazy dog. Okay. Now that now that my room is smelling like a dog again, let's start this thing up. Gonna have to mute this as soon as it turns on. Okay, there we go. So, just a quick little thing. I figured out a cool little function that I didn't know existed before. And that is well, I knew it existed because it exists on pretty much every sound system. But I didn't know that, because on Tsunami locomotives, you can hit on old Tsunami equipped locomotive, Tsunami 1, you can hit the emergency stop button and it shuts the locomotive down. It does a shutdown sequence. And when you turn track power on, the startup sequence does it. Well, Tsunami 2 does that, but when you press emergency stop, the emergency stop button on your controller, it literally just puts it into emergency stop. That's all it does. So, even when it's in idle, it sets the emergency brakes. So, I went through the manual and decided to try out the different functions, and I'll show you here. So, I've lowered the volume on this locomotive too. And it's still loud as heck. You'll see once I turn on F8. It's still loud. It's not as loud as it was, but if I hit F9, it goes to half volume, which is exactly what I want. Because this full volume is too loud. And especially when I'm in this room, yeah, it's just way too loud. So let's turn on headlights. Well, first let me show you a shutdown function. So we're going to go to F27 here, and we're going to hit F27. Actually, what you do is, see, you've got, take this off here. You've got F0 through F12 down there. You have to hit Shift and then the key to do that. But you hit Shift 0 and it brings up F10 through F19. You hit F0 again, or Shift 0 again, you get F20 through F28. Now, you press 7 for 27, or 1 for 21. And F27 and F28 are the rev up, rev down. It's going to do its air compressor cycle. So you hit F28 and it notches up the locomotive, hit F27 and it notches down, so you hit F27 and it actually notches down to the shutdown sequence, which is cool. It's when you're in idle. So to start it back up, all you simply need to do is that's weird. I forgot this thing had radio chatter, and on shutdown it apparently goes on randomly. I don't know. But maybe you can set it to go randomly, I don't know. Yeah. All you have to do is either move the speed wheel or increase your speed, which I like moving the speed wheel. Hear the bell. I'm gonna have to put this on the charger. It's literally 3%. I'm going to unplug this and plug that in. And the stupid wire is sticking all the way out as far as it possibly can, which is not what I want. Let's see if I can bend it all the way. Yeah. That might work. Sorry, my finger's in the way. Let's go underneath here. Ow. Ow. I don't know if you can see it. There it goes. Hopefully that's much better. So let's turn on our headlights. Let's go back underneath here for this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. There we go. Alright, headlights. Ditch lights. I can't see what this camera is seeing. Much better. So now we're going to hit the horn. The bell. Alright, so that was the horn bell. So we'll go ahead and move here. And of course it does that. There we go. And it's gonna have to stop right there. Of course it shuts off. Need to pull in a different locomotive real quick. I'm gonna pull in a different locomotive. Something that will actually run. That would be this thing. I would put on the big boy, but I'm afraid... Not sure how that would not quite sure how that would go. And for some reason, something's being screwy. Come on! These locomotives just don't, come on. I don't know if it's the track or the wheels. It's Athearn locomotives. Screwy, screwy, screwy. When is it not? Okay, so I'm gonna turn that on, turn that on. Put it back a little bit more. So we're gonna meet this. So this is an Athearn Genesis GP39-2 in the Santa Fe paint scheme. This is a custom weathered locomotive. And it's got tsunami sound. So let me demonstrate the shutdown. So let's turn off the lights here. Hit the emergency stop key. And it shuts down. You can still sound the horn and stuff, so here's the horn. Headlight. And the strobe light. Okay, let's turn it back on. That's done once again by the crank, speed wheel, or buttons, or whatever you use. Okay, so now it settles into idle. Let's turn that, mute that. So yeah, that's this locomotive is fairly weathered, and it's a fairly good locomotive. So the ones with Tsunami 2 are probably far better, and the weathering looks awful on camera. I promise it does not look anything terrible on in person. It doesn't look terrible at all. Let's go ahead and unmute the sound. Let's do let's do it better. Let's do this. Bell on. Turn the bell off now. And of course we short out on the switch. I need to get that problem solved. And we short out on this piece of track over here. I don't know what the deal is with these locomotives. Let's take the rail box out of the consist. Ooh, that's good. And bad at the same time. The car's not free rolling at all. That's what that means. Or maybe there's just not enough weight on it or something. I don't know. Let's just use let's just use the 3 hoppers. Cause that's better. Okay. So I'm gonna mute that right quick. And I'm going to show you guys some of my projects that I've been working on. So let's turn that off and turn that off real quick. Okay. Grab this thingy. Okay. See if I can set this up. See if I can set this up right. Somewhere I'm going to have to be able to set this. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, piece of crap. This phone is too thin to fit in the holder sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna power off my system here. Excuse me. I'm actually gonna take the locomotive off. I'm going to completely unplug my system, my NCE power cab, not a paid sponsor. I just love the power cab so very much. Come here. Oh, Jesus. Pulling the PCP cable panel thing. Whatever this thing is called, I'm pulling it. Okay. No! I'm having technical difficulties. Okay, there's that. I can put that back in there. And I can put that back on there so that I can pull that back there. And attach. Ah, crap! Don't want to bend that. Okay, now it doesn't stay, so I'm an idiot for one thing. And for another thing, why don't we just plug the darn thing into that? That would make more sense. Toss that in there. Okay. So first, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna flip this. I'm gonna talk here for a second. Okay. So coming up, just a few announcements. Coming up, I'm going to be excuse me, I'm going to be going to. I don't even think this is correctly evenly on there. So coming up, there's gonna be the train show in October. That's gonna be in Plano, Texas. I will be going to the train show. So expect. I'm taking my camera with me, so please do expect different videos, 2 different videos about the train show. One of them will be filming, like going around filming layouts and all that sort of stuff, filming layouts, and then the other video will be the train show haul. I am not going to actually show what I buy in the video of just going around the layouts and showing layouts. I'm not gonna actually be doing any filming of what I buy until I get back home. Once I get back home, then I will do a train show haul video and show everything that I got. Okay, so now that I've got that done, I'm going to flip this back around and I'm going to grab my projects. And I'm going to show you guys my projects, if I can get this thing even. Okay, so let me hop over here, grab this. Ta-da! You're probably thinking, what in the world is this? This is an Athearn Blue Box SD40-2. As you can see, it's Burlington Northern, or ex-Burlington Northern in my case. So I just need the shell. I don't need this. So this bad boy is a repainted shell. I stripped most of the paint off, except for on the ends where the snowplows are, because that will eventually be repainted. But I completely stripped this of all of its weathering and all of its original paint, and I repainted this with an airbrush. It may not look the best. The masking may not be the best, as you can see. It's not entirely straight, but a little weathering and you won't be able to ever notice. What's crazy is I hand painted the nose there. Where the crap? I need a light. Do I gotta? There's gotta be a button for flash on here. No, I just want the flash. I got a light somewhere around here, don't I? Yeah, I got this. That's another thing I gotta do is upgrade the lighting. I'm gonna sort of just hold it like this, just so you can see. So you can actually sort of see it. That whole nose part is hand painted. See that? There we go. See that? That's all hand painted. The stripe and the lining around and the nose itself is hand painted. That's hand painted. Crazy, right? That was done with the outside line is done with a little micro brush and a little green paint on there, and then the actual nose itself. What? So the actual nose itself is also hand painted. So that was just my mother coming in to scream, or not to scream at me, but to tell me, hurry up and finish your stupid stream. She doesn't appreciate how long it takes to do this. But this is all not hand painted, but this is all custom painted, and it will become BNSF 1830 once finished. So let me pull up the pictures of 1830. It's gotta have a lot of new details, some new decals on there. Let's see if I can pull up any prototype photos of 1830. I know I've got some. Google Photos. So yeah, this is all. Even though the door is correct, it's got a white face. A door from a white faced SD40-2, I think. But yeah, here's a prototype photo of it that I got from Lubbock. As you can see, there's the white door. So there's a lot that I've got to do from this, or to this. I've got to add ditch lights, I've got to add a strobe light, I've got so many details to add. As you can see, piece of junk, stupid. As you can see, when I painted over it, I removed the numbers from the original position. What is going on with my lighting? I removed the numbers from the original position, as you can see right there. Right there. I can't, this is crummy. Right there is where the original numbers would be. So they now go up on the cab, which you can't see because my hand is blocking it. There you go. Good enough. So one thing that I hate about myself is I do crummy masking jobs. So if you look here, this is more level with the line there. On this side, it's actually correct, and it's correct on this side. Pretty crummy, right? At least it's, it's with a little weathering. Nobody's really gonna notice, are they, And that was following the lines of the original Blue Box SD40-2, so it's not actually technically my fault. It is Athearn's fault. Honestly, it's my fault too, but it's mainly Athearn's fault because I followed the original lines that were on here as closely as possible, so that's how it was on the original thing, and same with paint lines on here. As best as possible, I tried to follow, but there's a lot of things I gotta do. Is I gotta get a new dynamic brake piece, and gotta move the horn back there, and I gotta add a beacon, which that's why I'm leaving the original horn mount base thing on there. I'm leaving that on there because I'm gonna have to thread wires through for the what do you call it, for the strobe light. I'm gonna have to do ditch lights. I'm going to have to do a lot of things. I gotta add windshield wipers. I gotta add fiber optics for lights, and doing LEDs with all that junk. And I don't know about the number boards being lighted. They probably will be, knowing me. I like lighted number boards, so lighted number boards, ditch lights lighted, head and tail lights. I've got a whole inside of a shell to work with, so I've got plenty of stuff to do with this one. And I've also got to get a new motor to repower it, or maybe get it sent to somebody who knows what they're doing, because this thing I think is pretty much dead. I've tested it multiple times and I think it's dead, or something is jammed in there or something, I don't know. But once I can get a new motor, as you can see, it's not mounted. I've lost the original motor mounts. That's not my fault. That's how it was given to me. A friend gave it to me, and from day one, the motor did that. That's what happened from day one that I got this thing, was the motor wiggled around and didn't give me much speed. So maybe I can get to work on this thing. I've also got to get new truck side frames, because these are too weathered for 1830, and these are some of my best weathered truck side frames, so I got to get rid of them. So once everything is fixed up and repaired, and repaint the fuel tank area, maybe get a new fuel tank, add some details, then we'll be done with that one. So that's that project. And then this is just a random. Let me pick it up the way I want to. This is just a random project that I decided to throw in here. This is my Lifelike F7 Amtrak, as you can see. And this is just a little test bed for any weathering techniques that I have. As you can see, I did some rust on there. And if you get down at ground level, it looks great. Maybe it'll go into focus. It looks, well, in person, it looks better than on camera. I don't understand what the deal is on camera, but yeah. and I've sort of like got some silver and did over the numbers right there. And did the trucks real well. You can't see them real well, but I did them. I did them up, and I made them great. Oh dear, zoom out. Oh, I think it's already all the way zoomed out. But that's that project. That's just a random project. It's a dummy. As you can hear. So I'm gonna go take this back over there as carefully as possible without this front truck falling out because I broke a motor mount. So there's one more project, and I'll go run and get that right quick if I can. Come on. Okay, here it is. So, you guys remember that Athearn SD78 I reviewed like 2 years ago, pretty poorly, I may mention? Well, here it is now. So this guy got a pretty awful weathering job. Because when I first started into weathering, this guy got a pretty awful weathering job. And when I say awful, it was awful. Sorry, I'm digging for something. Something fell. I don't think it's part of that. It's in the ace. What's that? I don't think that's part of anything that I need, but I will store that just in case it is. Anyways, this is it now. So it had a pretty awful weathering job. I don't have any photos of it, I believe. I don't think I have any photos, but it was pretty awful. I mean, it looked like it had sat in the sea for quite a while, but I cleaned it up, and it's looking a lot better than it did. It still needs, it needs re-weathering up here, and there's some stuff that needs to be redone. And of course, I gotta get new windows for it, because I took the windows out, because they were awful. I've got to, they were just fogged over from crappy, what do you call it, from, dull coat. When I dull coated, this model, I didn't know you were supposed to mask over the windows, and so, of course, the dull coat ruined the windows. But this is what it looks like now, and it's 100% better. I've got to get a new light board for it because the light board completely fried itself somehow. It was never, like, I had a DCC decoder in there. I had a Digitrax non-sound decoder in there, and it was plugged in the right way because it ran on DCC just fine. Somehow something got jostled or something, and the light board just fried itself. I don't know how. I do recall it didn't move when I put it on the track when I had that DCC decoder in it. When I first moved here, I put it on the track, and I was like, that's weird, it's not moving. And it was kind of making the screechy sound, so I was like, well, maybe, I don't know, who knows. So I've got a spare DCC decoder laying around, but yeah, it looks 100% better now. So gotta get a new light board for it because it fried. I gotta get new LEDs, and I've also got to do ditch lights because I took the ditch lights off. So I gotta do ditch lights, which will be LEDs. While I'm at it, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do go all out and do step lights. The handrails aren't the best on this. Do step lights and maybe ground lights right there. But yeah, it looks a lot better than it did. So it's gonna get a Luxsound decoder in there. So it's coming along. It's not as bad as it was. So it looks as good as well, not as good, but it looks pretty good. It looks like as if I took the base model that I bought and weathered it. As you can see, it got all the cracks and crevices and all these little nooks and crannies, and even the latches got a nice weathering in the. And there's a little bit of grime and rust and dirt where I don't want it, or powders at least, where I don't want it. But I think it looks fine. As long as I'm happy with it, that's all that matters, I guess. So let's turn that off. So yeah, that's gonna be this live stream. Let's turn this back around and point this back up here. So that's going to be this live stream. There probably won't be one for quite a while more, for quite a while longer. So I'm just going to say this is the last one for a while, signing off for a little while because of, like I said, the camera issue with my phone and the fact that I won't be able to use my mom's phone as much for filming things. But yeah, hopefully I can get a new phone soon, and who knows? Who knows? So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, live stream, whatever it may be. Probably gonna be a video. Probably gonna be a rail fanning video if I can get out this weekend. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video or live stream. Goodbye. Come on, button. There it goes.